everyone. Welcome to It Just Is, the podcast where we talk about anything, politics, philosophy, sports, news, whatever's trending. We are here to talk about the Blue Jays collapse for this first episode because everyone's talking about it. My name is Chris. I'm in new media. I'm into sports journalism, sports media stuff, but I'm just in the new media program. And I'm joined by my co-host, Eddie.
What's up? My name is Edvin. Call me Eddie. And I'm first year fashion.
There we go. Let's not waste any time. We all hyped up the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays hyped up themselves.
Yeah.
And, okay, I was coping. I was like, surely this isn't one of the worst collapses in Toronto sports history. It is.
It is.
It is.
It is.
And I've come to realize it's worse than 2013.
Probably. I mean, look at the score.
The thing about the score, it was 8-1 versus...
But did Springer destroy his arm?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I meant, like, was there an equivalent of that kind of thing in 2013?
No. There's so many factors that I didn't think about. In 2013, by the way, we're talking about 2013, the Maple Leafs against the Boston Bruins, first round in the playoffs, lost in Game 7 after having, a 4-1 lead?
4-1.
So...
But looking back at it, 4-1's not even that bad. You know what I mean?
Here's what when I analyze this, right? 8-1 lead versus a 4-1 lead. Okay, it's a bigger lead, but on top of that, you have home field.
Yeah.
And one thing that can apply to the Blue Jays that can't apply to the Maple Leafs is what applies to the Raptors. You're the only team in the country. A country's behind you. Edmonton doesn't care about Toronto in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
But Edmonton cares about the Blue Jays because that's all they can care about, unless they're weird and support Seattle or like whatever's local there.
Yeah.
So you have home field advantage. You have people coming from Vancouver and Nova Scotia to come support you. So that's one thing. You had 2 outs in the 6th inning, and you take out Why? Why?
I don't know. I mean... At the moment, I thought it was a fine decision, but then I saw who we brought in, and I'm like, They
didn't know he was a switch hitter.
Yeah, they forgot he was a switch hitter, which is stupid.
But even like, why do you say it was a good decision or like an okay decision? Because I still don't think that.
I was fine with it. Like, if he pulled them or like you know what I mean? Like, if he pulled them or didn't pull them, I was okay with either or, as long as if he was gonna pull him, he brought in the right person.
Yeah.
Because he was getting to 100 pitches. He was at 97, I think. He just got 2 huge clutch outs, and there's 2 arguments to it. You could either say that since he was fired up after the second out, you leave him in to get that third out because he's juiced, or the argument, which is why I understand why he may have pulled him, was because Santana almost hit a home run off of him in his last at-bat. Like, he was like inches off of the wall from hitting a home run. So I understand why he was like, okay, maybe it's the 3rd time through the order. You know, he's seen him. He's already hit him hard once. So, like, we'll bring somebody in. But the guy they bring in is lefty v righty, and it's the worst. Like Tim Meza can't pitch to righties. Like he's so disgustingly greasy and nasty against lefties. But you put him up against a righty, and he's like, I forgot that guy he's on the Jays. He got lit up like Ricky Romero. Oh. He's Ricky goddamn Romero when you bring him in. And then he gives up a 2-knocker. But like then again, when I saw that Jansen scored on 9-5, I thought the game was done. How did Anthony Bass not record an out?
Here's what happened. You put Romano in this cancer situation, like I said. This is just... I cannot imagine. It's your own country, your own team, and you're just like, okay, well, yeah, get out of it. Whatever. Jansen hits that, and you're like, okay, we're good. And then we go to the Bo play. That was not Bo's play.
Yeah.
He had no business in that. Yeah. I understand that emotions were high.
Because he thinks he's that guy.
Do you think he's moving to second base? Because he's going to hate that.
I know.
He wants to get paid like a shortstop.
I know.
But here's the thing. We've done this before when we moved Semyon to second base. And that worked.
Semyon was a shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we prioritized Semyon at 2B because we wanted this kid, Bo, to be shortstop, and he's not being that guy right now.
So that's going to be weird. Do you think... So I was listening to the radio yesterday, and they're like, does he move to second base during the year, or is he a second baseman at the start of the year?
You don't move a position player during the year.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think like they have to do, if they're gonna do it, which I think they should.
I don't think they will. That's the thing. They should, but they won't.
Why?
Because you're worried about making him mad and making him want to leave in free agency.
He's an RFA. Like, I forgot what it's called. They have, what is it?
Arbitration.
Arbitration, yeah. There's a specific.
Arbitration eligible, I think.
Yeah, whatever. But it's not like they're a UFA. Like Bo's a UFA. And I don't know, man. Like, where would he go? I don't care about free. I don't want to talk about Bo leaving. I want to talk about Bo messing up. Anyway, did you see? So, out of that play, I think Bo's fine, but there was a concussion in that play.
Oh, Springer got concussion?
Yep.
God damn.
So he got concussed. What he reminded me of was after JT against the Habs got Corey Perry knee to the face.
Yeah.
He's on the stretch and he put
I
the
saw
thumbs
that.
up. He was hyping up the crowd on the go-kart.
And then we lost.
And then we lost, which was pain. That was pain. But yeah, he has a concussion.
Can I also ask a question? David Phelps.
Okay.
He was healthy, right?
Yes.
Why didn't he pitch in the 9th? Why did he bring back Romano? You don't bring a closer to pitch more than
Let me
than an
make
inning.
sure I'm not like completely out of it, but I'm pretty sure he was.
Listen, here the thing is, I don't like you low key should have just switched Romano out of that inning. He shouldn't have been back the next inning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's a reliever. His job is to do one inning, and he did more than one inning, and that's just terrible for him.
Can I break your heart?
Yeah.
Even more than already has been shattered. There was a stat that
I think I've seen this. Was it the 75%?
that he would have caught it
Yeah.
had Bo not gotten in the way.
But nothing surprises me anymore. You know, like I've been, I especially since I've started playing sports too again. It's like I just you know what? Like sports is garbage. They suck, and like random stuff will happen, and like whatever. Like
Robbie Ray
I have my own priorities. Robbie Ray got rocked by Yordan Alvarez yesterday. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yordan Alvarez is such a good player, bro. I wish we had a player like Yordan Alvarez on the Jays. He's just consistently good. Like he's not streaky.
Yeah.
We have streaky players.
We have very streaky players. Not just in the Blue
Yordan Alvarez is just a stud every single damn game. Like he does the fundament, bro. I love this man so much. What an inspirational man.
It was. Now you didn't get to watch the whole game, right? You just watched like the first 5 innings.
No, I left as soon as Santana hit the 2-run.
Oh, so.
And then I listened to up until Jensen took us the lead on the radio, and then I was on the subway, so I had no service.
What pains me?
I got out of the subway and I saw it like, nah, bro, like
we lost by 1 run.
I know.
1 run after leading by 7. At home field, elimination game. You started the season with Vladdy going, it's gonna be a movie. This wasn't a movie. This was far from a movie. This was just embarrassing. This is the Emoji Movie.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't know. So Seattle moved on, swept us.
Seattle's gonna get destroyed by Houston. You know what's the thing? Like, I also don't even give a damn anymore because we would have got wrecked by Houston. George Springer has a concussion. You think we're beating Houston even a single game? No way in hell. No way in hell.
I don't know. It still would have been nice to see them move on. Because, who doesn't want to
We need pitching.
Yeah.
We need pitching.
So, speaking of pitching.
I have a few questions. I didn't watch the game. Why was Yimi Garcia pulled? Or Jimmy Garcia?
I didn't get an explanation to that. They didn't talk about that.
Didn't he throw 8 pitches?
He did. He threw some...
He got 2 outs. I know
yeah,
that.
he got 2 outs.
And then he got pulled after that.
Yes.
You bring him in for at least another out, bro.
I don't... That's it. I have the same question about God. He's making so much money. He was doing good. So you don't. It was very, very odd, the decision making during that game for the pitchers, strictly the pitchers.
I saw someone say that he was thinking that the game was already in the bag, so he was trying to save Jimmy Garcia, and I'm like, you never do that.
At the 6th inning,
when we were up 9-5 or some.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was trying to minimize how much relievers were using so he can save him up for game 3. But there will be no game 3 if you don't use your best arms. And I think Jimmy Garcia should have stayed in that game because Jimmy Garcia is that guy. He's a workhorse. He can eat up innings. He's that guy. How the hell did Anthony Bass go from disgusting to flop? What happened? I didn't watch the game. What happened to Anthony Bass?
When you're
watching, you know what his ERA was in the year?
What?
1.42.
In how many games?
60, not 60 appearances, 40 appearances, quite a decent amount of appearances.
So good.
He was disgusting.
Oh my
I saw him live. He's filthy. What the hell happened to Anthony Bass? He didn't record an out. What happened?
Dude, it was so painful. I was even some of those pitches that I saw were to the next park. They were just I don't know if it's the stress or like you're just like you're not poised and like I don't know. But some of those pitches is like you're in the majors and I'm not.
Based.
I could do this for free. What you're doing right now, but you're getting paid to do this. It was weird. It was odd. It was like they forgot some of those pitches. You were like, you're watching it and you're like, okay, it's one bad pitch, whatever. I don't get mad at that. And you're like, okay, the count is 1-1. Okay, the count is now 2-1. Okay, then the count is now 3-1. Why are you throwing these pitches? Like, please, bases are about to be loaded. Speaking of bases being, or an at bat where you're getting. Chapman in the last inning walked after being down 2.
Mm-hmm.
He had an amazing at bat. He took some great swings to foul them off, and he walked. And then I forgot who's after him.
Oh, I think how it happened. Was it Kirk?
I think it was Kirk came up.
He got rung up on a pitch that was outside the zone.
Yeah, and
I heard
so
about that.
there were so many like different things that could have gone.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. It's so funny.
Exactly.
It's so funny.
And it's so. I sent you and I didn't send you. I sent you the text, not a picture. I was just like, Bo just collided, whatever, right? And I'm like, well, that's it, season over. And before I sent that text, because I didn't send it as it happened, I sent it right after it happened. I saw that, and I just go, "Oh my God, Bo's injured." I thought Bo got injured because he was like holding his arm. He was down on it, like, and then it was like people were like showing him attention. I didn't think that there was gonna be anything crazy out of that, and then I find out that Bo's fine. He's standing, walking around, fine. And then the cart comes, and we're like, season over. It was so. I feel bad for Springer, man.
Yeah, facts.
It's like that was his play. He had that. My dad was in the kitchen. He walked in after the collision, and he was like, "Who was supposed to have that?"
Springer.
And I didn't even look. I just saw the collision. So I wasn't thinking. I was like, okay, show the replay, and it went boom center field. I was like, okay, that's Springer's ball.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault that he missed that.
Yeah.
He would have had that.
Even if
I
he
forgot
did,
who else was involved in that though.
You know what's funny? Even if he doesn't have that, it bounces, he catches it, he
Yeah,
throws, it's still 9-8 because maximum only 2 runs score.
runs, yeah.
The guy from first is getting stuck at third. It's stupid. It's dumb.
So anyway,
The stupid blooper couldn't be like like everything
Yeah.
goes wrong, but like you know what, whatever. Like the only thing to do is just move on. Like
and I like that you move it on. We moved this segment by saying move on because Ryu's gone. There's no way we're keeping him.
is he expiring this year, next year? Next year, no.
If he's expiring next year, we're trading him.
Yeah.
All I know is he's gone, bro. He's eating up cap, or no, there's no cap.
He's eating up the
payroll. And he's throwing dust. He's throwing absolute dust, like not good
Well,
dust.
because he's old now. Because
He's. I don't blame him, but like, and it still shocks me he was injured for this long.
I mean, when you injure your elbow as a pitcher, you're done.
Yeah, and so I don't know. How do you see this team? Like, I don't see them drastically changing.
No.
But there has to be a change.
Get me Edwin Diaz, please.
What I heard on the radio is that, or no, not on the radio. What I heard online on Instagram or something was like, you cannot do this because this is not a core. You cannot replicate the Leafs. This isn't a core that's ever gonna win a Stanley Cup because it's the same core. And they were applying it to the Blue Jays. Like, okay, like what do you consider core? Obviously, Vladdy's there. Obviously, Gossman's there. Obviously, I see Bo in there, but a lot of people don't.
I do for now
I
until they
do.
decide to move him. If they do decide to move him, you know who we need to.
Manoah's there, like.
Yeah, Manoah, Bo, Vladdy, and Springer are
Yeah.
like the guys, and Teoscar
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez.
Chapman signed for 4 years. 2.
This is his last year, and then
Wait, what?
he signed an extension. Wasn't it a 2-year extension?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So we have him for.
One more year, yeah.
He wasn't under contract when we traded for him.
No, for only 1 year, I think, and then we extended him.
So we have 2 more years of him.
No, and last year was one of them.
Wait, he was.
I don't know.
This is
I
his
don't
first
know.
season with us, no?
I don't know. Maybe next 2 years. I don't know. But he's like he has time. Like it's not the
Yeah.
end of the world for
He's like
Chapman.
28 or something like that, anyway, or 27. But I don't know. I don't know how to see this.
You know what we need?
Mm.
We have 3 catchers. We have Gabriel Moreno, who's an amazing young prospect. We have Danny Jansen and Alejandro Kirk, who are both amazing catchers. They're fantastic 1-2 punch. You need to trade one of them.
For
Pitching, for relieving, for bullpen. Literally, you need to trade one of them. And who are you going to trade? You're not going to trade the two ones that are playing right now because we want to win, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to take the time to develop Moreno. As much as it hurts, Gabriel Moreno is traded. You need good arms. We need better arms. Like, you know what? I've given up. Like, screw prospects. Like, we want to win now. Just give up Moreno. Sign a guy that you can lock down for 3-4 years. Even if you trade Moreno for starting pitching, I'll still be happy. As long as you can lock that guy down for a good 3 to 4 years, we'll take it. We'll actually take that any day of the week. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? Maybe, you know what? This needed to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good point that you brought up, that this was either the best thing or the worst thing to happen to them.
But no, you know what? Besides that, and we'll get to that later, but this needed to happen just because this team was they thought they were sick.
They did.
They thought they were sick.
They thought it was since the beginning of the season. This is going to be a movie.
Yeah, and even since the beginning of the season, they didn't live up to it. They were so inconsistent during the beginning of the year.
They had to fire their manager.
They had to fire their manager. They were pretty dry at the deadline. They got Bass, Pop, and Merrifield. Bass should have been gross, but whatever. Anyway, I feel like they were just like. They just thought like they were in their heads too much. I think they bought into the media hype a little too much without actually putting in any effort on the field.
They hyped themselves up pretty much, like a lot.
The MLB, we all hyped them up and stuff, but like I think they took that to heart, and that's not a good thing. I think this could be a humbling experience, which in a way could be a good thing, or they could cry about it and never move on and let it determine the rest of their careers.
I guess that's how we can finish off the Blue Jays with like this segment, them losing. And not only losing, but swept. Again, like, swept has less emphasis in the
I don't give a damn.
MLB.
I don't give a damn swept has less emphasis in the MLB in a 3-game wild card series,
right?
Especially in a 3-game wild card series, because baseball's weird.
There's some emphasis here after leading. After leading 8-1.
It's mostly just about the lead, the blue. Like, that's a blown lead.
So,
it's a pretty bad one.
A lot of things to reconsider. Now, they finish their season. They have time to reflect. And as you said, this is either the best thing to happen to them or worst thing. Because what I heard on the radio, like, I think the Monday after it happened was they wake up and they're like, we know what this tastes like now. It's been in our mouth. We know the taste. And we either realize that this is disgusting. We don't want this in our mouth ever again. Or you say, I don't really care. Let's just go forward and, like,
whatever happens.
I don't mind if it's back in my mouth. Like, no one, not even the Arizona Coyotes or the Diamondbacks or like the Angels, no bad team. And I don't know why I said Angels when I meant
Angels suck.
Yeah, but I meant
they deserve to be there.
Okay. No player goes out there being like, "Let's go! I want to lose. I can't wait to lose." No matter how hard the GM wants them to lose, they want to win.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the Blue Jays in a position to win. Obviously, they want to win. There's no doubt about it. But they can't go into a season being like, we want to win, and we're guaranteed to win. Because that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, especially with, like, you know what I mean? Like, with the whole, like, when Teoscar hit his second home run, the whole, like, crowd thing.
Yeah.
It's cool, but the game wasn't done. I literally thought to myself, what if they lose and they lost?
It was far from done.
That's the thing. That's the type of stuff you just don't do in the playoffs. Like, you just focus all the way until the game is done. You just grind. At least Robbie Ray didn't outpitch Gosman. That's all I care about. That's the only win.
And all the fans, they got pulling, bye-bye. They were waving bye-bye. And I was just like, I understand it. It's sports. I get it. I would probably, if I was in an environment, do the same. But, like, last season, we were just, like, begging this guy to re-sign.
True.
Like, so, like, don't forget. Don't forget. Like, anyway, that's the Blue Jays.
They just have to move on and just play hard.
That's the Blue Jays. So, rough end to this season. Look forward to next season. But speaking of seasons, the NHL season started yesterday properly. So the Sharks and the Preds played in Europe like last week, but like really, like who cares? Like sorry.
I didn't care. I had too much schoolwork to care.
Leafs played today though, their first game of the regular season in Montreal against the Habs. Lineup's looking pretty juiced for the Leafs. The Habs, man, holy, like half the names you wouldn't even know. Their defense is rough, man. Oh my.
What's the Habs starting lineup today? Can I know?
So first line is Caulfield on the left, Suzuki center, and I think right is, oh man, you know, I'm just gonna search it up so I don't make anyone mad. I can tell you the Leafs lines by heart, but let me give you this starting lineup. Caulfield, Suzuki, Josh Anderson, first line. Second line, Sean Monahan, so from Calgary, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Doc from Chicago, and Mike Hoffman. This is his second season here. Slavkovsky made the team. He's third line left wing. Dvorak center and Brendan Gallagher right wing. And fourth line, Rem Pitlick, Jake Evans, and Dodonov.
What's the defense saying?
Defense is rough. So we got Caden Gould.
Never heard of
No,
him.
never heard of him. David Savard. Okay.
That guy's garbage.
Arbor Zigzaj. Xhekaj. What is that? Okay. That is rough. Chris Weidman. Jordan Harris, who I think came from Winnipeg, I think. And then Jonathan Kovacevic. What? Listen, if I can't pronounce these names,
That's insanely rough.
that is rough.
That's insanely rough. Yeah, I know. Those are.
Goalies Jake Allen and Sam Montembeau.
That guy sucks.
Leaf starting lineup is Bunting, Matthews, Marner. That's never changing. Tavares had an oblique injury. He's back. He said he's ready to go. So second line is going to be Nylander, Tavares, Mulligan.
Yeah.
Third line is Engvall, Kerfoot, and Yarncroke. Fourth line is
Is the GOAT Zach Aston Reese?
Zach Aston Reese,
Yes.
Kampf, and Obey Kubel.
Cool.
And then defense is looking like Riley Brody.
Wasn't.
Muzzin Hall is
I
back.
saw them back.
And Gio Sandin, since Liljegren's still injured. And our starting goalie today, Matt Murray. Predictions.
Justin Hall staying on the team is a good sign. I love that. Love hearing.
Justin Hall staying on the team is a good sign.
You know
but
why he missed practice? Because he had food poisoning.
I don't. Dude, this team confuses me. Simmons is getting traded. Gaudette got waived. He's in the minors. And who's that lefty righty who played for- Mete. He got waived. He's in the minors. So there's that. I don't really know what's gonna happen with Hall.
He's probably gonna stay.
Liljegren's injured. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. Up until
Liljegren comes back, then what happens to the D?
you can scratch him though.
You can, but wouldn't we be over the cap?
Oh yeah.
The only reason why we're not over the cap right now is because Liljegren's on LTIR.
We'll see what they do. That's a future them problem.
I have the Leafs. Okay, anytime it's the Leafs versus the Habs, you know you're in for a game, no matter how garbage one of the teams are. So, I have the Leafs. What's some like bizarre like out of I have the Leafs winning 9-6. Yeah, that's right. I have 15 goals being scored.
Who's the goalie today for the Leafs?
Murray.
Okay, cool.
Matt Murray. So yeah, 9-6. Why not? I have the Leafs. John Tavares is scoring the first goal. And for the Habs, let's go Nick Suzuki. I don't know. Captain. He's the I don't know. Yeah. How about you? Any predictions?
5-0. 5-0 Leafs.
Shutout by Murray?
Yeah. I don't know who scores, but someone scores that's for sure.
You have any idea who's scoring the first goal? Last year, first goal of the season, regular season, not pre, was Engvall.
I remember that.
So who do you have? Let's see if your prediction comes true.
Morgan Riley.
Morgan Riley.
I felt like it would be a defenseman.
You know what? That's not even a bad guess. Because he's always getting better.
He's quite good.
Anyway, a lot of sports talk this first episode, but please don't consider us only a sports podcast, because not next week, but the week after that, we're going to have a guest on to speak about music and politics. His name is Simon. And that is going to be a great conversation. We'll be talking about, if you're interested in Pink Floyd, that'll be a big topic of maybe half the podcast, and the other half will be politics, philosophy. So if you're into that, stay tuned for not next episode, but the episode after that. Next episode, I don't know, we might have Zach, a friend Zach, on
Yeah, that'd be funny.
to talk about the Raptors and his program in business and commerce. But
We also need to talk about what the shenanigans we did in middle school and high school.
shenanigans, life stories, that's true.
That'd be pretty fun.
Have people big thing is, if you're interested in politics and philosophy or debating, it doesn't even have to be political. If you're into debating sports, hot takes, if you're into music, hot takes, or debating, you have let us know. You can reach out to any one of us on Instagram. My Instagram is CHRIS_KRIS21.
Dead or alive, 2 E's, 2 underscores.
Where?
On Instagram.
No. Where are the underscores?
After the E.
There you go.
After the last E.
There you go. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode. Thank you very much for listening. Welcome to It Just Is. And we hope to hear from you, or we hope that you hear from us next week. Take care.